And then when I notice I'm looking up at the night sky. Let her accompany me back to my room. Right, and then I suddenly pass out, I guess. That's right, because Rin was talking about me. Hey everybody, Renegade67 and Dory here with some more Let's Play stream. Fate Stay Night Blind. And then when I notice, I'm looking up at the night sky. Gosh. No, okay, I did this before I started streaming. Fuck it, I gotta vent this for YouTube audience too. And also for the VOD. Twitch, change your dashboard, and it's dumb now. It's like they made certain things more convenient, but they already existed before. They just made them a bit more convenient. And that's good. But then other things they just removed entirely. And there's no way to do them. And it's just like, what are you doing, Twitch? I used those features. Gosh dang it. I'm gonna look into getting my old dashboard back. I still use old YouTube. I know there's been a new YouTube for a few years now. I still use the old one because I have an app that fucks with the code and forces the old one on me because I prefer it by a lot. I'm gonna find a way, if there's a way to get my old Twitch back, I'm gonna get it because I want those features back, dang it. Although they might just be completely discontinued, I don't know. Even if I did get the old design back, I'm not sure how that works. I don't know how technology works. Whatever. Fate Stay Night. When I notice I'm looking up at the night sky. Tonight I didn't run away because I felt uneasy about Saber. Oh right. I didn't run away because I felt uneasy about Saber. I ran away because... ... I'm just feeling the night wind, finding my burning body and the things Tosaka taught me impossible to manage. Okay.
しかし、スイッチとやらが本当に使いこなせるようになったら、あとは手順の問題だ。
Once I'm really able to use this switch thing, the problem is only the procedure. Huh? What procedure? Once I'm really able to use the switch thing, then the procedure won't be the problem. I'm sorry, what's the procedure exactly? The procedure is using the magic? Oh, right. Yeah, you're pretty bad at that. That's right. Okay.
一番簡単な強化をあんなに失敗するようじゃ、先が思いやられるな。
I'm worried about the future from failing so much at the easiest magic is strengthening. Yeah, you should probably focus more on the present than the future. I doubt this Grail War is going to last several years. Most of them don't. And by most of them, I mean the one I'm familiar with only, probably took a few months. It definitely didn't take a whole year. I murmur and start to put my magical energy into the plank I brought out from the shed. And so far, this Grail War has at least taken a week, though. But that's, a whole week of, everyone getting in position. And soon, things are going to get all poopy-poppy, I would assume. Start to put my magical energy into the plank I brought out from the shed. So you are still practicing. You can give yourself a break, man. Rin was even letting you take a break. Gosh. You gotta know when to not push your limits. I don't know. I know you're stubborn and that's your whole thing, but push them too far and you'll have no energy for when you get attacked in the middle of the night by assassin, which won't happen because this is an honorable assassin, so never mind. A cracking sound. The strengthening fails as I expected, and the wood has a crack in it. That's your problem. You're expecting it to fail. If you're expecting it to fail, then don't even try, man. It's a waste of time. Expect it to succeed or don't bother.
中の構造まで見えてるのに、どうしてこう魔力の制御ができないんだろう。
I can even see the structure inside of it, so why can't I control my magical energy? Because magic hormones, maybe? You're too lusty. Maybe you gotta get a good sexing first. I mean, what? Tosaka said I'm straining too much. She also said it's fine with just a small amount of magical energy, so I should just think about enforcing the weak spots in the object. It's fine with just a small amount of magical energy. Think about enforcing the weak spots. Okay, and are you good at figuring out what the weak spots are? Are you good at differentiating what's strong and what's weak? I mean, with your mechanical, magical, X-ray magic, I think you'd have a decent idea. Or maybe maybe you know what's physically strong about it, but if it's a physically strong part of something, does that mean it's magically strong? I don't know. In short, does she mean I should ease up a bit?
そんなこと言われなくても分かってるけどな。
I already know that without having to have her tell me. Well, clearly you don't know something that she knows, because otherwise you'd be doing this better. Problem is, I don't have any way to ease up. You don't have any way to ease up? Okay, well, so what? You're accidentally putting magic on spots that are strong? So you're doing it too much? You gotta just do it on the weak spots. So you have to learn how to precision do it and not do it over an entire area. That does sound a little tricky. It's probably just gonna take practice. Lots of practice, but don't, like, you know, don't over-practice. It'd be great if there was some good way to relax and, well, it depends on how you define relaxation. Ellipses. Oh, is someone sneaking up on me as per usual? Footsteps seem to step into the night. Probably Tosaka, because she's really been thinking about me lately. Like, hardcore. It could be Saber, I guess, because, you know... I mean, I think it has to be one of those two, right? Because, Taiga left, didn't she? Unless someone got through the barrier without me noticing. Without any of us noticing. This presence rudely... Oh, right, it could also be Archer, I guess. This presence rudely approaches me for the second time. Speaking of which, how did Archer get here? Wasn't he resting at... Wait, wasn't he resting at Rin's place? And for anyone to come through the boundary field, we would get alerted, right? And yet nobody got alerted to Archer coming through? Unless Archer came through the whole time and Rin lied? How does that work? Or Shiro just didn't notice and the others did notice and didn't comment on it? I don't know. This presence really approaches me for the second time. What? I don't have any business with you. Okay, the way he's talking sounds like Archer. I feel the same way. But it seems Rin is worried about you, so I could not overlook it. Oh, Rin's worried about me because Rin may have adjusted the boundary field to allow Archer to come in. What a cheater! She messed with my boundary field? I guess she could have made it better in general, but still, what a cheater! Who knows what else she's doing if she was an unhonorable person. Maybe Archer, because maybe Shiro is like Archer was in the past, you know, because obviously Shiro is Archer from the past, but also if he was like Archer was in the past, then maybe Archer had similar issues. Maybe Archer also was hard at doing precision at first and just did a wide area, which is ironic if that is true, because now Archer is such a good archer, which means he's very good at precision, you'd think, but... Wait, Shiro's also supposed to be a good archer. How does that work? I guess that means they're even more similar, possibly. So maybe, yeah, maybe Archer is similar with this kind of thing, and can give him some tips and tricks about how to do precision, if that's a problem Shiro. If that's a problem Archer had, I mean. Ellipses. I throw the plank away, glaring at Archer. Grrr. And then Archer picks up the plank as if he's interested in it. Huh? Strengthening magic, huh? It sure is badly done. I know I'm just an amateur. I feel bad for putting extra work on your master. Do you feel bad? Maybe that's part of the problem. Stop feeling bad. Start feeling good. Start believing in yourself, man. Don't just believe that if you keep at it. Like, there's one thing where, if I keep trying, I'm sure I'll do it eventually, is like a stubborn outlook, and that's fine. But if you don't believe you'll actually succeed, then I feel like you're just wasting your time.
Yeah,
Oh? No, that's not it. Even Bryn is mistaken on this matter. Oh, so she's teaching Dad? Because she doesn't know, maybe you know something about how Shiro is magically set up that Rin doesn't know, because Rin is a different magical thing and your magical structure is more similar to Shiro's? And so you're gonna give him some good hot tips and tricks? Huh? What do you mean by... Work on something that's already there? That's aiming too high. You're not skilled enough to do such a thing. What? I'm not? But I thought strengthening was the easiest. Explain, Archer. You seem to know things. Or are you just saying I'm stupid? I don't think you're being that mean. I think you're trying to actually teach me something. What? He's saying what he likes when I'm letting him. But he's so correct, I can't answer. Gah! It's true I'm unskilled, and it's my fault I cannot succeed at the magic. I suppose. But it's no good taking it out on this guy.
どうした？昨夜ほどの元気はないか？
What? You don't have the energy you did last night? Yeah, well, last night I hadn't been doing a bunch of training, so shush your face.
うるさい。お前の言う通りだから黙っただけだ。
Shut up, I just stopped talking because you were right. Oh shit, you realized he was right. You like Archer now, yay! You like yourself from the future.
俺が未熟なのが一方的に悪いんだからな。
It's all my fault for not being skilled enough. I look away. I don't know how he took it.
お前はある意味死に恵まれていないのかもしれないな。
Maybe you are unlucky with your teachers in a way. My teachers? So you mean not just Kiritsugu, but Rin as well? So you were watching it? You're watching the teaching? And you're like, Rin's doing it wrong too? Is that what you're thinking? Archer says so as if he's amazed.
そんなことないぞ。親父も父坂も教え方はうまいんだから。
Huh? That can't be
覚え
true.
のは俺の方だろ。
My father and Tosaka are good at teaching, so it must be me that's a bad student. Your father and Tosaka are probably good at teaching based on how they were taught, which every person learns differently. Just because they were good at learning that way, or their teacher was good at learning that way, doesn't mean you'll be good at learning that way. And maybe Archer knows this. It's true that Kiritsugu wasn't, he didn't really do magic the normal way, and Tosaka's not really old enough, I think, to understand maybe all of the weird ways you can learn it, or she hasn't had a wide enough exposure to learn because she's been so focused on herself and the Grail War, but assume Archer is 24/7 watching his master. I mean, sure, maybe now, but he was supposed to be recovering back at Rin's place. Is that finished? Are you just okay? Are you just good to go now? When did this happen?
だからだ。お前相手にはな、何も分かっていない魔術師の方がうまく作用する。
That is why. For you, a magus that doesn't know anything would suit you better. Ah, interesting. Because are you saying that, a magus that knows a lot of things would just tell you, if they're naturally gifted and they just tell you things, they may not be realizing that they're skipping steps that they didn't realize they were skipping? Like that kind of thing? I could see that. A magus that doesn't know anything would suit you better. But if a magus doesn't know anything, you mean a magus that learned not knowing anything? Because if they still don't know anything, I don't know how they're really going to teach Shiro very much. But, are you a magus that doesn't know anything? Or didn't know anything?
天才には凡人の悩みは分からない。
A genius can understand the agony of an ordinary person. I like that a lot. I like that comment a lot. I mean, most everyone is a genius in some way, but then ordinary in other ways. And so I think most people can relate to this idea of people trying to teach them and the people just not getting it when people around them are getting it, and you being like, I don't get it. And I'm obviously, I would say I'm both. I'm an ordinary person in many ways. I would say I'm kind of a genius when it comes to math. I'm bad at teaching math too. Cause I just wonder why don't you just get it? But that's how everyone is to some extent. Some people are really bad at math, but then good at other things. And I'd be like, I don't get it. And they'd be like, how do you not get it? It's easy. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I just know that direction is that direction. I don't know if that's north, east, west, or south. Just to use an example. I am terrible at knowing what's north, east, west, and south. I'm not bad at directions, mind you. I'm okay at directions. I just never can remember which way is north. Both Rin and Kiritsugu are genius in magic. Rin being a lot more theoretically genius, Kiritsugu a genius, practically speaking. I suppose that's true.
リンは優等生すぎるから、落ちこぼれであるお前の間違いに気がつかないのだ。
Rin is too good a student to realize the mistake of a dropout. She's skipping steps that she doesn't realize she's skipping. Ellipses? Question mark? I don't get what Archer wants to say. Because you're stupid, damn it. God damn it, Cher. You could at least be smart in this aspect. I don't get it, but to guess from his words...
よくわかんないけど、つまりお前、 俺に喧嘩売ってるのか。
I don't get it, but I think you're looking for a fight. Looking for a fight? What? He wants to teach you, man. Pay attention. He hated you earlier because you reminded him of him when he was younger and stupid. But now he wants to teach you because you reminded him when he was younger and stupid. That's where the dichotomy is coming from. Come on, man. I'll take it right now, free of charge.
それも間違いだ。エミヤシロは格闘には向かない。
That's the truest statement in the entire game. That is a mistake as well. Emiya Shiro was not fit for fighting.
お前の戦いは精神の戦い。己との戦いであるべきだからだ。
Your fight is supposed to be a mental fight, a fight with your own self. Excuse me? Is this you teaching me right now? Am I supposed to be taking notes? Huh? I'm confused. Okay, now I'm confused.
魔術師の戦いは精神戦だって言うんだろう。そんなの分かってる。それでも戦うなら殴り合うしかないじゃないか。
You're saying that a fight between Magi is a mental fight, right? I already know that, but still, a fight has to be exchange of blows. Oh, is that what he's saying? Okay, if that's it, then yeah, sure, he's right. But we've sort of already been over this. Like, Saber's like, don't ever try to fight someone on equal footing. You suck. Never try to fight someone on equal footing. Only fight if you have the upper hand. Shiro's just so bad at that inherently. But, yeah.
まったく。これではセイバーも苦労しよう。
Saber will be in trouble if you're like that. Archer looks down at me seriously. And his eyes are things I haven't seen before. Real dejection and anger. Oh, and if he knows what he's like when he was younger, yep, I think his amnesia is gone at this point. Because if the idea is that he both hates Jiro for being like he was when he was younger, and wants to teach Jiro for being what he's like when he was younger, then that says to me that it could be subconscious, but it's more likely that Archer just knows his past, or at least some of his past at this point, because of seeing Saber. Because they seem to be connected in some way. And his eyes are things I haven't seen before. Real dejection and anger. Anger because he used to be like this. Dejection because... Same thing. He used to be like this, I guess?
一度しか言わんからよく聞け。
Listen carefully, because I'll only say this once.
いいか。戦いになれば、エミやシローに勝ち目などない。
Look, Emiya Shiro has no chance of winning if it comes down to fighting.
お前のスキルでは、何をやってもサーバントには通じない。
None of your skills will be of any use against a servant. Uh-huh. I mean, yeah, I think we've already been over this. If I want any chance, I have to be trying to fight other masters, and even then I'm at a disadvantage. I mean, but yeah, to me that's obvious, but I guess to Shiro, he's still trying to get to that point. Ellipses. That's something Saber said to me. Uh-huh. And it still hasn't gotten through to you. What, does Archer saying it help anymore? Why would it? She said that no matter what kind of clever scheme I use, Emiya Shiro has no chance of victory in battle. Uh-huh.
ならば、せめてイメージしろ。現実で叶わない相手なら、想像の中で勝て。
In that case, at least imagine. If it's an opponent you cannot match in real life, beat it in your imagination. Oh, you mean like, imagine what the scenario would be like if I actually fought him? You mean like, actually think ahead? I don't think Shiro's good at thinking. He's gonna have some trouble with that, I imagine. If he was good at thinking ahead, I wouldn't be getting so angry at him all the time.
自身が勝てないのなら、勝てるものを幻想しろ。
I mean, yeah, to me, this is obvious stuff, but I guess it's obvious stuff that Shiro needs to hear. Yeah, I guess that's exactly what he was saying. Rin and Kiritsugu, I suppose, were bad teachers in that sense, because they didn't drill the obvious into his head, I suppose. If you cannot beat it yourself, imagine something you could beat it with.
所詮、お前にできることなど、
After all,
それ
that's
ぐ
the
らいしか
only
ないの
thing
だから。
you can do. What? I don't know why, but it feels like Archer's words naturally pass into me. Oh, now is it passing it? Really? Really? Are you kidding? Oh my god. I don't know. To me, this is like the most obvious fucking thing in the world, but okay. I should not forget those words. I have to think ahead. I have to think about how I would win in a fight against people way better than me. No way! I think that what this man is saying is something that should never be forgotten. Oh! I'm sorry. I don't want to be this mad at him. But it's just so stupid.
どうかしているな。殺すべき相手に助言をするなど。どうやら私にも凛の甘さが映ったようだ。
There's something wrong with me advising someone I need to kill. I guess the kindness of Rin has transferred to me. I suppose to some extent that's true. Oh hey, you could say the kindness of Rin has passed to you, like how your obvious words have passed to Shiro. Archer disappears suddenly. Archer was just supposed to keep watch. I bet he jumped back onto the roof where it's fit for keeping watch. What's with him? I complain at the guy that disappeared. There's no reply. Ruminating on the words that linger horribly in my head, I feel the cold winter air on my burning body. Is this what you needed? Did you need someone to just flat out say, hey, think ahead when before you fight someone, so that you could start thinking ahead before you fight someone? Okay. Now you actually got to learn how to think. That's the next step. Neo. Yay. But yeah, we're getting a real picture of Archer, an ordinary idealistic boy that through life, conflict, and struggle made him into a heroic spirit through insane hard work, but became a cynical man at the end. Yeah, it definitely seems like he used to be very Shiro-esque. He was very idealistic, but he kept trying, but he sucked, and he wanted to be a hero, but then he came to grow, and as he grew, he was like, no, heroes are bullshit. If you try to be a hero, you won't accomplish anything, which is probably why he felt so sick about teaming up with this team in the first place, about this honorable team up that, and, you know, Rin's kind of honorable as well. And so he ended up getting stronger, but it was really dirty, and the whole process was disgusting. He probably had to do a lot of underhanded things to get to that point, which is likely why, if we go into status and we go to Archer, he's just neutral. He's not good, and I don't doubt it. He's probably done some shitty things to get where he is. Not that I assume he's a shitty person necessarily, but he's definitely gotten very cynical, and he's probably not above doing cynical moves, as that's probably how he got his start. As, you know, he told Shiro, think about how you can beat them despite the fact that you're weaker. Generally, it means you have to do underhanded, I mean, that's where the term comes from, underhanded things to beat someone better than you. Something unhonorable. Explains why Archer's stats are so shitty. Compared to everyone else? I didn't think of that, actually. But you're right, he does have a lower stat base. And I'm like, the only way it can compare is if his Noble Phantasm is amazing. If it's not, then yeah, his stats are in general lower than everyone else's by a few points. His magical energy is pretty high, actually. That's honestly not too different from Shiro. It seems like Shiro does have at least a high willpower. If not high, he doesn't know how to use his magic well, but he seems to have, you know, a lot of drive to use it, as it were. But yeah, it's a bunch of D's and C's. He doesn't have a single A. His best is a B. So his Noble Phantasm, like, unless it's amazing, his stats in general are just lower. It may not be amazing. His Noble Phantasm might be kind of meh, because it would sort of make sense. He's always fighting above himself. The one time we saw him fighting Lancer, though, he whipped out his he was like dual wielding. He didn't even use his archery. It's possible those blades he was whipping out were essentially the arrows, as it were, for his theoretical bow, and that's where they were coming from. But and they kept breaking over and over, but he kept making a bunch of them. And maybe that was like a cheat strat, because Lancer was like, you can't have one Noble Phantasm, that's cheating or whatever. And, you know, maybe Archer's all about the cheating in some way. Archer is the protagonist you wanted? I mean, you're not wrong. Oh, that's good then, right? Because Shiro becomes Archer in the future, right? Not gonna lie, if we played this whole game as Rin Archer duo, I think I would have enjoyed that more. What? Theoretically speaking, if it was a well-written narrative, I would have enjoyed them more as main characters, probably. I'm dreaming. It must be because my blood is hot and my body is pulsing. I am reliving the scene I don't need to remember. Okay. Back in the past, it's my oldest memory. Is this has to be foreshadowing. Like foreshadowing a trip to the past, or something about this memory is going to tell us something about Shiro that even Shiro doesn't realize. At the same time, it's a memory that can't be separated from me. A scene from 10 years ago that never goes away, even though I usually never recall it. Rin and Archer, the dynamic new duo of interesting character, and some more analytical LPers loved the prologue with Rin a lot more than early Fate with Shiro. Hey! I'm one of those! I just started to get weirded out when Rin's like, oh, I don't have a wish. That gave me weird messages. But other than that, even though I usually never recall it, it's not that I forgot it. It's not that I want to forget it. It's that you never knew it in the first place, because you're part of some big time loop where you never experienced that, because you end up going back in time in the future to go back to the Grail War, but you end up making yourself younger to the Fate Zero Grail War, and so you're on like a permanent loop where you never existed before getting saved by Kiritsugu? Or something. For me, it's just something that has already happened. It's not something I feel pain over. It's not something I feel particularly angry about. What's past is past. Okay. That's a decent philosophy. But sometimes your past comes to bite you, so, I mean, if you have any things that you need to deal with, but... In this case, Kiritsugu's past is the thing that was sort of coming to bite you with Ilya, but... I cannot redo it, nor go back to it. Okay, we gotta. At some point, we're gonna go back in time. We're going to go back in time to the fire and try to prevent it. That's going to be Shiro's wish or something, right? I feel like the foreshadowing is strong. I cannot redo it nor go back to it. I've escaped from that scene and still continue to live. All I can do is look forward. No one told me to. I mean, it's a disturbing amount of looking forward. Like, you've never once recalled your parents. You've never once called them your mother and father separately. You've just called them your parents. You've never brought up their names. You haven't brought up your old last name. Like, such a distance from your old past. It's weird. I just vaguely thought like this ever since I was a child. Ever since you were a child, as in back when you had your old parents. And yet, if that's the case, why do you still think back to Kiritsugu so much? He died a few years ago, right? And yet you still think about him sometimes, but you don't think about your original parents? You were already, like, you weren't that young. You were at least, I don't know, like, because it was 10 years ago. You're what, 18, 16? You were at least 6 or something. You'd have a decent idea of your parents. It's like, and you never think of them, ever. It's not normal, and I feel that has to mean something. It could just be a psychological thing, but it could be something more than that. Like, I don't know if it's as crazy as he goes back in time and becomes his young self, and then that's why he never remembers his parents, because he never had older parents. But, I don't know. Not forgetting or denying the past. Not forgetting or denying the past, then why does it seem like you haven't remembered it all? I mean, maybe you haven't forgotten it, but you just never, ever talk about anything before this fire. Ever. The only way to make use of what has gone away is to acknowledge it. Then why are you not acknowledging your older parents? That's fishy. That line right there makes it all fishy. If you're so big on acknowledging it, if you're such an acknowledge the past person, why have you not acknowledged it this whole game? Anything before the fire is just gone. That made it extra fishy. I was thinking that maybe, like, psychologically, he's just the kind of person who just wanted to distance himself from it, pretend none of it ever happened. But he's apparently now the kind of person suddenly, oh, he acknowledges his past? That makes it even weirder. I wake up because of the burning heat in my body. I guess I fell asleep while feeling the night wind without returning to my room. One could say the fire is what made Emiya Shiro. I mean... Did it actually make him? Was he birthed from the fire? His parents are the fire, and that's why he has red hair. I mean, you know, that would explain him, but it wouldn't explain why Shinji has blue hair, and it wouldn't explain why Sakura has purple hair. Where did these weird hair colors come from? So, I guess I fell asleep while feeling the night wind without returning to my room. In the dim shed, there's me and...
Saber!
That's not normal. You're supposed to be Sakura.
目が覚めましたか、シロ。部屋を抜け出すのは構いませんが、ここで眠るのはだらしがないのではありませんか。
You've awakened, Shiro. I do not mind you escaping out of your room, but it is slovenly for you to sleep here. Slovenly. That's a nice fancy word.
おはよう。いや、ゆべは体が熱くて、外に出ていたらつい眠くなっちまったんだ。
Oh, morning. Well, I was hot last night and went outside, so I guess I fell asleep then. Honestly, with how often I'm not even sleeping in my room at this point, with how often I'm not even bothering to sleep where Saber's staying, Saber might as well be sleeping in the same bed as me, because I never end up sleeping in it anyways.
見ればわかります。説明はいいですから、次からは気をつけてください。マスターにこのような場所で休息を取られては、私の立場がありませんから。
I can tell. Please do not worry about excuses, but take more care next time. My position will be in question if my master sleeps in a place like this. Your position will be in question? With who? Like, people will be like, you serve what such a lame master that sleeps in a shed? I mean, I don't think you care about that kind of thing. I mean, unless you only care because you yourself think it's dumb and you don't want to have to think that way about your master. And that's what you mean by it'll be in question.
すまん。今後はできるだけ部屋で休む。
Is that actually gonna work? Sorry, I'll try to sleep in my room as much as possible from now on. Is that actually gonna work? Where, like, he sleeps in his room now? Yeah, and that's what she needed to say? And if so, was that all part of her plan? Probably not, but, like, it could have been. That would have been interesting.
分かっていただければ助かります。
If you understand, I'm glad. Well, I'm glad that you're glad.
ところでシロ、先ほどからタイガが呼んでいるのですが。
By the way, Shiro, Taiga's been calling for you. The Taiga Dojo, I'd love to see another one. What? No?
藤姉が呼んでるってなんでさ。
Fujinea is, what would she want for me? Want me for? Want from me? Want me from or for me for?
朝食の問題ではないでしょうか。朝食の時間はとうに過ぎていますから。
Oh, of course, food. That is probably one way we could see the Taiga Dojo. If we wait too long to make her breakfast, she'll probably send us there. It must be about breakfast. It's already past time for it.
え？うわ、もう7時過ぎてるのか。やばい、寝過ごした。
Whoa, it's already past 7. Damn, I overslept. Yeah, it's almost like Sakura was kind of your lifeline in this respect, where she would wake you up if you were sleeping too late. Yeah, and now she's not coming over, so you actually have to wake up on your own accord, Shiro. Yeah.
そうですね。シロが最後に起きるのは珍しい。よほど昨夜のリンとの鍛錬が答えたのでしょう。
It seems so. It is unusual for you to wake up last. Rin's training last night must have tired you quite a lot. But also, he kept training even past that, which probably also made him tire even more. That should be a lesson to not overtrain, but unless someone tells that to him to his face, he may not take that in, based on what we've seen now. Saber analyzed the situation calmly. How do you know anything about analyzation? Are you trying to learn what it's like to analyze and think ahead? Is that what are you going to start doing that now, Shiro? When are you going to start thinking? When do you get to think? But I don't have that much composure.
起こしに来てくれて悪いが、先に戻っていてくれ。俺もすぐに着替えて台所に行くから。
Sorry for making you wake me up, but could you go back first? I'll change ahead to the kitchen too.
はい。それでは、できる限りタイガをなだめているとしましょう。
Yes, then I shall try to calm Taiga down as much as possible. Yeah, that sounds like a hard task, but I guess if anyone can do it, you can do it, from what we saw earlier. The best way to teach Shiro is just to tell him what to do right to his face. That's so on the nose, but I guess he just is that kind of person. Gosh, so blunt. Saber leaves with calm footsteps. But calm down, Fujine. Saber has already adapted quite well to the mornings at our house. Daw, it's like she's fitting in. I run into the kitchen. You run in? Don't run into the kitchen. You could knock things over and get some sharp knives falling on you. You're forgiven, Silk Cannon. It's okay. I forgive you just this once, but if you do it again... I run into the kitchen. Ignoring Fujine's vilification, I prepare breakfast in about 5 minutes. About 5 minutes? That's 5 minutes just to keep waiting. That sounds like too many minutes.
お待たせ。学校の門限まで時間がないからな。手早く食べちゃってくれ。
Sorry to keep you waiting. There isn't much time till school starts, so eat quickly. I put the breakfast on the table. Speed eat. That's what I do anyways, but speed eat.
No.
Yeah? And then... What is this? I don't know. What is it? I haven't looked. What is it? Fujine explodes. What? She was expecting a fancier breakfast? Because she always is so used to us making fancy breakfasts? We could just make nothing for you, you know, Fujine. You frickin', frickin' leech. And now that Saber's taking care of me, you don't even have the excuse of being my guardian anymore. Fujine explodes.
何これ焼いたトーストだけじゃないシロなんで今日の朝ごはんこれだけなのよ
What is this? There's only toast. Shiro, why is this the only thing for breakfast? I mean, because, you know, it's got to be a quick breakfast and you have to go to school quickly. You're used to your super fancy breakfast. Well, guess what? You don't always need a super fancy breakfast. Come off yourself.
あのな、仕方ないだろう、寝坊したんだから。他のものを作ってる余裕なんてないし、だいたいパン食なんてこんなもんじゃないか。単にサラダと卵焼きがないだけなんだから、そう大差ないぞ。
Basically no difference. Yeah, right. Not much difference. I'm sorry. Hey now, I slept in, so it can't be helped. There's no time to make anything else. Anyway, a meal with bread is basically just this. We're just missing salad and eggs. Oh, there's not much difference.
大差なんてあります
Of course there's a difference. But yeah, you clearly wouldn't understand what it's like to, you know, how much time goes into making a fancy meal like this. I would not have time to make a fancy meal any fancier than this. So, you know, in future, if you want a fancy meal, then either wake me up if I'm asleep, or, you know, make one yourself, you leech.
ねみんなもそう思うでしょ
Don't the rest of you think so too? Fujin asks Tosaka and Saber, who are eating silently. I think they're fine with it, because they understand how much training Shiro did. Granted, Fuji doesn't know about the training, but eh. She shouldn't be so optimistic. Huh? Those two aren't as greedy as Fujine is. They won't agree with her. Ha-ha! I am the winner this time in this debate. That's just going to make Fuji mad, though. She's going to be like, oh, you guys are making fun of me. And, like, that isn't at all what happened, but she's going to think that. And she's going to do some payback that's way overblown. Even though payback for what? For not getting a full breakfast? Ah.
そうね藤村先生じゃないけどこんな手抜きは容認できないかなパン食を舐めてるとしか思えないわ
Oh, never mind. You're right. I'm not Fujimura sensei, but I cannot forgive such laziness. I can only consider this an insult to the bread. I was training all night, lady. And you know I was. Free pass, woman. Also, Sakura, who you butted out, is the one who would wake me up when I slept in. I don't know if you knew that, but that's what would happen. And that's what made it so I never slept in. So therefore, this is your fault. I thought you don't usually eat breakfast. Maybe because she was so overworked yesterday from working you that she decided to. Or she started eating breakfast because you're making it. And she likes you now. And she knows she does. And she wants to impress you by eating your breakfast. But then make fun of you when it's not up to our standards of how good you're supposed to be. Yeah. And she too. She's used to Shiro's great breakfasts. And now she's not going to make fun of me for it, but she's going to be sad that it's not better. Whoa, what was that sigh that sounded like obvious disappointment? Did your character change, Saber? She got used to your great meals.
ほらみんなシロが悪いって多数決で決定したから反省した後ちゃんとした朝ごはんを提供すること
See, everyone agrees Shiro is the one at fault. It's decided by majority rule, so go and make a proper breakfast when you've repented your actions. What do you mean repented my actions? I don't have time. It's school time. Piss off.
そんな出来レースに従えるか。そもそもな、今からおかずなんて作ってたら遅刻するぞ、藤根。もう7時半なんだから、パンかじりながら走っていかないと間に合わないから諦めろと提案する。
I can't follow such an unfair match. First of all, you'll be late if I make something now. It's already 7:30. You know, you shouldn't be late as a teacher for such a petty reason. And you won't make it in time unless you run while eating, so I suggest you give up on the idea. And again, it's a very anime to run while eating, and Tyke is probably the most anime character.
いいよ。私遅刻か空腹かの選択なら朝ごはんを尊重するから。
It's fine. If I have to choose between being late and being hungry, I'll choose breakfast. That's... You shouldn't. You really shouldn't. If it mattered that much to you, and you're never making your own food, then you should have went out of your way to make sure I was awake in time. Gosh.
するな。そんな教師がどこにいる。いいからさっさと食べて学校に行けっての。言っとくけど、俺は意地でもこれ以上の飯は用意しないからな。
Don't do that. What teacher in the world would do that? It's fine, so eat and go to school quickly. I'll tell you this, but I won't be cooking any breakfast other than this.
もう素人ったら変なところで真面目なんだから。そんなじじくさいこと言ってるとすぐおじいさんになっちゃうんだからね。
Geez, you're diligent in the weirdest places. If you keep talking like an old man, you'll become old really quickly. You're the diligent. You're diligent in not wanting to frickin' go to school without the frickin' shit.
言われるまでもない。藤根のおかげで、俺はすっかりじいさん趣味だよ。
Yeah, you don't have to tell me. I already have the taste of an old man because of you, Fujine. Yeah, it's like maturity level compared to Fuji. He's been forced to become an old man so that he can deal with Fuji's young antics, and yet he hasn't really matured in the morality sense, if that makes sense. So he's still, you know, dealing with BS as far as the Grail War goes. If he'd matured in that way too, you know, but nope. So saying, I start eating my toast. Well, it's true. There is something desolate about having only toast for breakfast when there's this many people. The sounds of the Shinai's echo. Shinai. Plural of Shinai should just be Shinai, right? I don't know. The substance of the fight is the same as always. Wait, oh, right, because we're still not going to school. Ha 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 ha. But you could probably make something better for Saber. Oh my gosh. How many days are you skipping? Like a whole week? I mean, 2 weeks? I'm all for you skipping school, but like still no good excuse seems a little wishy-washy, but... Oh, that's right, and Rin is starting to skip too. What are we doing about the blood circle at the school? That's still a problem, right? I've not forgotten about it. Are we just gonna let it happen and let everyone die? Is that Rin's new plan? Because she hasn't figured out who the master is? Or has she and she's not telling us yet? In which case, why is she not telling us yet? What are you strategizing, Rin? Or she's not strategizing anything and she just doesn't know and she's just thinking with her penis now. I don't know. Substance of the fight is the same as always. I attack desperately while Saber blocks my blows easily and counters with an attack twice as sharp as mine. Ow. Itai. I managed to block it, attack even stronger, and lose. We're repeating the same match over and over. You know, that's what they call insanity, when you try to do the same thing over and over. Saber blocks my blows easily, counters with an attack twice as sharp. Managed to block it, attack even stronger. Is it really even stronger? I mean, I guess even stronger than the attack she's throwing out while she's going easy on you. What he panted. I stand still and breathe deeply. Wiping the sweat off my forehead with my arm, I calm my breathing.
何を休んでいるのですか？昨日までの白ならそこで諦めるようなことはなかったはずです。
What are you resting for?
早く打ち込んできてください。
You would not have given up at this point yesterday. Here, come attack me. Well, I think he's starting to give up because he's taking Archer's advice to heart. He's like, I'll never win like this, so why am I wasting my time trying instead of spending my time on actually figuring out how I would actually win in a fight like this? Because it wouldn't be like this, which Saber has told me, but, you know, even though Saber told me, it still didn't matter. I was still like, no, I'm going to do it anyways because I like you, and so Saber went along with it. But now that Archer's told me as well, but told me with smaller words that are easier to comprehend, I guess. No, he was more blunt about it. He wasn't beating around the bush about what needs to happen. Saber just said you could never do X, whereas Archer said you can't do X, but you could do X potentially. You could do X. No one ever told him he could do X. Someone had to tell him that he could do X. X in this case being think about how the fight would play out. Here, come attack me.
ちょっと待って。これ以上は息が続かない。少し休憩。
No, hold on. I need to catch my breath. Let's rest a bit.
何をらしくないことを。シロが来ないというのでしたら、私から攻め込むだけですが。
What are you saying? If you will not attack, I will just attack. I think this is our first time seeing this pose. Nice. You do not mind that? Bluntness responds to bluntness. Shiro and Archer are very blunt. I suppose that's true, but they're a very different kind of blunt. But yeah, I suppose that's true. Saber stares at her bad student. Wait, that's you. I cannot move my body to my satisfaction, even if she looks at me that way.
はあ、一体どうしたのです、シロ。今朝のあなたは今までとは別人のようです。
What has gotten into you, Shiro? You're like a different person from yesterday. Oh, there's also the fact that he took the magic drugs, which are supposed to take a few weeks and are going to keep burning into him for a few weeks, which it seems like he's going to get through faster because of his willpower, but still, getting through it in one day is not normal. And I don't think Shiro has told Saber about the whole magical drug thing yet, so...
まっすぐに打ち込んでくる太刀だけは目を見張るものがあったというのに、今朝のシロには力強さを感じません。
Your blows that came straight for me were the only things that amazed me. But I do not feel any power from you this morning.
それは自分でも分かってるんだけどな。
I know that myself, but
どうもうまくいかない。
I just can't do too well. And don't you understand why? It's a combination of the magic drugs and possibly Archer's message. But, you know, at least tell her about the magic drugs. Well, the situation is too different from yesterday.
体の熱がまだ取れないのですか？ですが、そんな理由で体のキレが落ちるようでは話になりません。
Is the heat in your
少し頭を冷やして
body
気持ちを
still
入れ替えて
present?
ください。
But it's no good if your performance decreases just because of that. Please cool down a bit and calm your mind. It's no good if my performance decreases just because of that? You have no idea what it's like. Frickin' you and your... I mean, you're also a frickin' person who, you know, tries against all the odds and would just assume, oh, if something like that happened to me, I'd make through it easily. You don't just assume, even if he can make it through it. The only reason that he's not letting this weigh him down at all is because he is a very willful person. And so, despite how willful he is, you're expecting him to be even more willful? Come on, come off yourself, Saber. But more reasonably, come off him.
そうするんだったら、まずあれをなんとかしてくれ。
Before that, do something about that thing. Oh yeah, and Saber's also a genius in her own way as a swordsman. Yeah, so Saber's another one who wouldn't be able to understand Shiro's badness. All of his teachers are geniuses, I suppose, in a certain way. I mean, they're geniuses as far as what they're teaching. If they weren't, they wouldn't be teaching it, which, you know, but then at the same time, but yeah, like earlier, the other day when I had Shiro ask the stupid question of super move, that was my thinking. I wasn't trying to be, I mean, it was kind of a joke, but it was more, is there a good way to get the upper hand? But Saber, I guess, doesn't think that way because she's not underhanded. She said you should only use, she said you should only use such super moves on foes of equal strength. And I'm like, what? No. Use it on your foes of better strength. That's when you need the super moves. Because if they're better than you and you're not using super moves, then you're going to just get losing. So, anyways, before that, do something about that thing. I point to the observer by the wall. Oh, Rin, that thing. Rude.
何？私に構わなくていいから訓練を続けていいわよ。
What? Don't mind me, just continue training. Oh gosh, you're trying to get all up in my business at this point. You want me so hard. Ellipses. Tosaka doesn't understand at all. When she's staring at me like that, I can't concentrate on fighting with Saber. It's too many girls. I can only focus on one girl at a time, damn it. I can't love you all equally all at the same time. I have to love you all equally at separate times. I can only fantasize about one girl at a time, please.
リンが気になるのですか？それこそ修行不足ですね。
You're worried about Rin? That proves even more of your lack of training. I mean, yeah, you're gonna have to... Probably when you get into the thick of the fight, you're gonna probably have to be fighting in front of Rin because you guys are like teammates at the moment. So I don't know who you're gonna be teammates against. We're running out of options, but in theory, you're teammates at the moment. So
いいでしょう。それでしたら見学者のことなど気にならないようにして差し上げます。
I understand. In that case, what? In that case, I'll make it so you will not worry about observers. Oh, by constantly attacking me, so I'm forced to not worry about them?
待てセイバー、こっちはまだ息が。
Hold on, Saber. My breath isn't.
問題はありません。そのようなものは戦いの最中に整えるものです。
There's no problem. You should fix such a problem during battle. If it is a problem, then you have to deal with it in the thick of battle. I suppose there's some sense to that, but also, again, that's just one way to learn. That's how you learned, I suppose, but that doesn't mean that's how he's gonna learn. Saber disappears from my view. To be fair, she did say she's never really taught before, and she's not much of a teacher, so all she's gonna do is keep fighting me. So, to be fair, she has admitted that she's a bad teacher, but Shiro took her up on it because he has the dumb idea of fighting servants, which really is now maybe Shiro's realizing that that's a waste of time, or that he should, I don't know, because like she's a bad teacher at teaching this. Learning this would probably never help in the long run fighting servants anyways. Should Shiro even be wasting his time with this anymore? I'm not sure. Like, yes, he wants to be able to take down masters, but generally speaking, wouldn't using magic be better than using the sword anyways? I mean, in most cases, I think. Sometimes just being more athletic will help, but Saber disappears from my view. Dash! The instant I realize this is bad and block my face, Saber's Shina hits me right on my head. Oh, fuck. That's bad. And next day? Not quite. And so the training this morning was severe. I wasn't worried about Tosaka watching after I got knocked out once, as I devoted myself to blocking Saber's blows. It was lunchtime before I knew it. I wasn't worried about Tosaka watching after I got knocked out once. Oh, I thought this skipped straight to it. As if, like, you got passed out and woke up in here, but... Devoted myself to blocking Saber's blows. Okay. So, no offense this time, just defense? Usually wasn't what Saber said. She was most impressed by your offense, so... I guess you're faltering because of, one of the things. One of the many things. You said you didn't worry about Tosaka anymore, but is that true? Penis.
けどあれよね。セイバーって本当に冷静よね。
But man, Saber really is calm.
3時間もシローと試合してて眉一つ動かさないんだから。普段も無口だけど戦闘時はさらに磨きがかかるっていうか。何？もう無機質みたいな感じ？
You didn't even twitch your brow during the whole 3 hours you fought with Shiro. What do you expect? He's just a normal human. She's a servant. Have you forgotten that? You don't talk much normally, but it's even more true when you're in a battle. It feels like you're a machine or something. I mean, like, why talk when you're fighting, though? I know anime is anime, and, oh, we always have to, you know, explain our moves and do our super attacks, and look, I love that. I love the cliche. I know it's stupid, but I kind of love it to an extent. However, it's normal in a battle to not waste time talking. Like, why would you? It's a waste of... It's an actual waste of energy, because talking does take energy, for one thing. Tosaka's in a good mood. I think because she saw me getting beat around a lot. And she enjoys that? I guess we know what position in the relationship she enjoys. I mean, I think we already knew that, but, you know. The two are in the living room resting. They're resting? Shiro's the one who needs the rest. What does she need rest for? What does Rin need rest for? Ejaculating in the corner? As for me, I'm preparing lunch by myself as a punishment for not being serious this morning. Jeez. I want to cut corners and finish quickly by making something like white noodles. More cut corners. Cut corners is what you should be doing with your training, really. Not with your food. Your food is something you're actually good at. So cutting corners is a disservice. Especially because you cut corners in breakfast.
無機質ですか。そうですね。そう意識したことはありませんが、剣を握っているときは感情を止めているのかもしれません。
Machine-like, I see.
それは試合といえども変わりはないのでしょう。
Never been conscious of it, but I may be turning off my emotions while I wield the sword. It must be the same even in training. I mean, I don't think it's that weird, but okay.
何？ それって女の身で剣を持つための心構えってやつ？体格で劣っているから心だけは負けないようにって。
Interesting that you're bringing that up, Rin. Could that be in preparation for holding a sword even though you're a girl? I mean, I'm a girl too, but like not losing in spirit because you're inferior in physique? Good things come in small packages? I mean, I suppose I don't think it's just being a girl, but like, in actuality, they do say that the feminine form is actually, what is it? I don't want to say more fit for battle, more fit for something. What was it? More fit for some athletic thing. It might be battle, but like, not brute force battle, but like, the more finesse style, which I don't think Saber does the finesse style, so never mind, but, she is shorter, so I suppose turning off her emotions and focusing all in, but that should be something you should be doing no matter what your position, so I don't know.
それは違います、リン。冷静であるのは戦う時の心構えですが、それは男も女も変わりのないことでしょう。
That is incorrect, Rin. Being calm is part of readiness for a battle, but that should be no different for a man or a woman. Exactly, you sexist pig, Rin! How dare you be so mean to the female gender? What?
リンとて戦闘時には情を捨てるはずです。あなたはそれができる人ですから。
Even you should shut down your emotions during battle, you know, like during a magical battle, even if it's not a physical battle. You're the kind who is able to. I mean, is she? Hopefully, now that she's getting her thing up all in Shiro's business, is she? Is she? Is she? Will she?
言ってくれるじゃない。まあ、そりゃ事実だけどさ。
You're pretty direct. Well, it's true though. Which part? What is that emote? Choppy 3 hard SG? Well, choppy 3 hard SG to you too?
けど、セイバーのは私とは違うわよ、絶対。私は捨ててるのは甘さだけだもの。あなたほど達観はできないわ。
Yours is definitely different from mine. I only shut out my generosity. I can't be as objective as you are. Oh, so she keeps her malicious emotions? She shuts out her good emotions and just keeps her emotions of anger and spite and rage.
そのようですね。だからあなたは華やかなのでしょう。
Huh? It seems so. That must be why you're so gorgeous. Huh? What? How does that one thing have to do with the other? Huh? I would say it has to do with why Saber is more lawful, because she's able to shut out like all the good, the rage, the bad, and just focus on the battle. That sounds like a very lawful thing to do. But wait, what? I only shut out my generosity. I can't be objective as you are, and because she's not objective, that makes her gorgeous. Okay, Saber, whatever floats your boat. Each their own. Sure, Saber in, best combo. You guys team up, I'll team up with Archer. It'd be way better.
戦いの中でも女性のしなやかさを保っていられる。
You keep the elegance of a woman even during a battle. Maybe that's what was supposed to happen. Maybe I was predestined to get Archer, and Rin was predestined to get Saber, but Rin fucked it up by summoning during the 2 o'clock or whatever, and as a result, she crossed the streams and ended up with the servant Shiro was supposed to get, and then I got the servant Rin was supposed to get, maybe. You keep the elegance of a woman even during battle. The elegance of a woman? I guess that's one way to put it. Okay, that in itself sounds kind of sexist, but okay.
何よ、嫌味？華やかさで言ったらあなたにはかなわないわ。シロがあっちにいるから白状するけどね。私、初めてあなたを見た瞬間にすっごい美人だなって見とれたんだから。
Is Shiro not supposed to be able to hear this? Is that sarcasm? I can't beat you in gorgeousness. I'll admit it since Shiro's way over there, but I was fascinated by your beauty when I first saw you. Yeah, guys, just hook up already. Clearly, you want it. Let's do a servant swap. I'll take Archer. He's better at teaching me anyways. No, I can hear you, Tosaka.
それはリンの思い違いでしょう。この身が華やかに見えたのなら、それは私ではなく、セイバーというクラスが華やかなだけではないでしょうか。
You must have been misunderstanding. If my figure looked gorgeous, it must be that my class of Saber looked gorgeous. I mean, look, your class of saber is pretty great, I guess, and Red even said so, but you actually are what some would say conventionally attractive. I mean, you both are. So, if Rin ever proposes a servant swap, he's gonna kill Shiro to prevent that from happening. What, Archer is? Who? Because Archer doesn't want such a shitty master? Oh my gosh. What if... But I mean, Archer, I don't know. I feel like, to some extent, Archer may be on board. It would take more time and more character development. But Archer might be able to get on board with that. I don't know. Anyways. But that's how it always is. You know, most people are like, no, you're better. And the people that are like, no, I am better, are kind of the ones that are generally not better. Not always, but...
そんなんじゃないってば。純粋にね、同じ女として負けたって思ったんだもの。そうでもなければ、あそこまでショックは受けなかったわよ。
That's not it. I just felt like I've lost as a woman. I wouldn't have been so shocked otherwise. Lost as a woman for the sake of getting Shiro's penis? I mean... the only reason Archer helped Shiro because of Rin's boner for Shiro. I don't think it's just that. I don't think it's just that. I mean, maybe that was a bit, but I think it also has to do with Archer having actual sympathy for him, because I think Archer was like Shiro in the past, so I don't think it's just that. I think Archer's actually legitimately growing on Shiro to some extent. I mean, even if he is still a cold person who will likely kill Shiro when it comes down to it, I don't think it's just that. I wouldn't have been so shocked otherwise.
ですからそれが間違いです。私は一度も自身を女性だと思ったことはないし、一度も女性として扱われたことはありません。
I'm saying that you're mistaken. I have never thought of myself as a woman, and I have never been treated as one. You've just thought of yourself as a person who happens to be the female trender. Well, you're being treated as one now. Shiro's treating you as one, and Rin is treating you as one right now, so you don't get to say what people treat you as. Shiro is very much treating you as a woman.
その私が華やかであるはずがない。
It cannot be true that It can't be true that you're gorgeous because you say so. It doesn't work that way. The opinion is in the eye of the other beholders. Rin thinks you're gorgeous. Shiro thinks you're gorgeous. Maybe you have a hard time accepting it because you always, you know, in your time, it was less conventionally accepted for women to, you know, of any kind of standing, and it was more of, you know, the men being the greats, and you had to pretend to be the man, so you had to forsake anything about you that might have been feminine. But, like, things have changed, so just accept it. You're hot. Saber's comment stops the conversation. Yeah, that would be awkward. Dash, 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 dash. As I use the kitchen knife, I feel irritated by Saber's comment. Because you think of her as gorgeous. Duh!
前から思ってたけど、自分のことを何だと思ってんだろうな。
I've been wondering for a while, but just what does she think she is? She thinks of herself as a fighter first. And a servant first. But, even if I didn't know about, you know, the lore, I think it'd be pretty evident that she clearly looks at herself as a fighter first and doesn't care about the whole, you know, gender is irrelevant, that kind of thing. I take a big swing at the chicken meat. Oh, shoot, is that your most offensive swing of the day? For some reason, I'm getting annoyed. And yet you still don't know why. You gotta learn your emotions better, Shiro. And first of all, you have to learn yourself better. Then once you've done that, start learning what other people are like better so that you know how to maybe fight them.
私は自分を女性だと思ったことはありません。
I have never thought of myself as a woman.
まあ、俺には関係のない話だけど。
It's none of my business. It's totally your business because you have the super hots for her, unless you've forgotten that. That's the whole reason you don't want her fighting, because you have the super hots for her and don't want her fighting. That's why you're wanting to fight the servants. Your stupid, stupid plan. Have you forgotten that? I strike hard at the cutting board with my knife. But doing so doesn't make me feel even one bit better. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. If you know yourself, but not the enemy, for every victory gained, you also suffer defeat. If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you'll succumb in every battle. Sun Tzu. Those are some great quotes. But wait, what if you... Okay, if you know the enemy and know yourself, if you know yourself but not the enemy? What if you know the enemy but not yourself? Because sometimes you might know the enemy and not yourself. Well, what's the fourth outcome? Did he leave out the fourth possibility? There's only 4. Anyways, doing so makes me feel even doing so doesn't make me feel even one bit better. Hey, that might be something of a stance about anger
今日
management.
の課題はそれね。
That's arguably something about anger management. Even though he's striking hard with the cutting board, he's trying to vent his anger. It's not doing him any good. Which shows that, you know, venting your venting emotions can help, but like, you know, venting without a purpose can just be, you know, spiral into vents. Don't get stuck in the vents, kids. Like the one in the wall behind Tosaka. You see a vent? Don't go jumping in all those vents.
昨日より数は増やしたし、そっちの体も落ち着いてるみたいだから、今度こそ成功するでしょ。
These are today's tasks. We've got more than yesterday. More lamps for more genie lamps? No, not quite. Not that kind of lamp. We've got more than yesterday, and you seem calmer today, so you should succeed. I mean, yeah, but I'm also still hot and bothered, right? So I don't know how she brought them here, but Tosaka brings out about 40 lamps. Only 40? I went through 30 yesterday. You think I can do it in 40 this time?
私はちょっと外に出てるわ。しばらく経ったら戻ってくるから、それまでに終わらせておきなさい。
I'm going outside because this will probably take you a while. I'll be back in a while, so finish up by then. You'll be back in a while? Back in a while? Why? Why will we be back in a while? What are you doing? Who you fucking? Are you ejaculating at me thinking about me doing these lamps somewhere else because you don't want it to be awkward? Or are you gonna have a talk with Saber about her femininity? Or I don't know. Maybe you're gonna go talk with Archer. Saying goodbye, Tosaka leaves the room. Indeed. Well, I thought we were going to her place. Maybe she meant her room? I thought for sure yesterday she said that we were going to go to her place today. But I guess when she said her place, she just meant her room. I guess maybe she thinks of this actually as her place now, which is a big leap if she legitimately said her place and was thinking in her head this place. Not even thinking about her house. She was thinking about this house, my house. She was thinking about her place, her room. That just shows a very mental shift in status of what you consider your place. A big shift, Rin. It's a big shift. Anyways, well, yesterday night was bad, so I should at least succeed at 1 or 2 tonight. Don't think that way. Don't think I should get it at least once or twice. Think you'll do it every time. Maybe you won't. But like, if you just think you'll do it once or twice, you might just never do it. Because if you only think, I might not do it on the first one, but it'll happen eventually, and you keep thinking that, then you're never going to put your all into it. God damn it, Shiro, you gotta kick that. That's a bad habit. Stop thinking you'll fail.
とりあえず半分済んだか。
Half done for now. If you're supposed to succeed at 1 or 2, then statistically you may have done one by now. Have you done one? It took me 1 hour to try strengthening on about 20 lamps. Okay, did you succeed? Half of them broke, and the other half showed no change. Oh, that's improvement! You managed to not break some of them. That's nice! Good job, Shiro! Out of the ones that didn't break, 5 of them had magical energy successfully channeled into them! All I have to do now is to challenge the 20 that are left, but whoa, this is big, right? Half of them broke, the other half showed no change, but out of the ones that didn't break, 5 of them had magical energy successfully channeled. So you succeeded on 5. You thought you'd do 1 or 2, but you did 5! Is that because you thought you'd do 1 or 2, whereas before you would think you'd do none? Or does that have to do with something else? Ooh, whatever the case is, sure, good job. You're doing better. Challenge the 20 that are left, but...
待てよ。5つもあればテストとしては十分なんじゃないか。
Hold on, maybe 5 is enough as a test? She brought 40, do 40, man. See if you can keep improving. If you just finished 5 out of 20, that's not good enough. When you get in the thick of battle, you're going to have to succeed every time. You're going to need a 100% success rate. And you're not there yet, so keep practicing, man. Seems like all the lamps are antiques. Like, geez, Shiro, if that's your thought, like, I'm doing pretty good. I succeeded 25% of the time. You have to think that you're going to be better. You have to think you're going to succeed 100% of the time. If you just think, wow, I did 5. I think that's enough. No! You got to get to the point of 100% completion rate. I feel bad about breaking any more of them. Well, you can't make a lemonade without breaking a few eggs. To mix up a couple of different quotes. Yeah, I should go and get Tosaka, wait quietly. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, boy, 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 boy. Do we Tosaka? Or do we know Sokka? Okay. Do we go and get Tosaka or do we wait quietly? Oh my gosh, I don't know. I don't know. Part of me wants to end here, but like maybe I should choose first. Because I could go for a bit longer, but it feels like a nice beat. But oh man, I don't know. Because like I don't specifically want to go on the Tosaka route, but like waiting quietly, would that be more of a Saber thing? Do I prefer one or the other? I mean, I don't know. If we go and get Tosaka, what do I think Tosaka is doing? She's probably doing something private. But here's the thing. If the choice was between go and get Tosaka and do more training, I would have picked do more training. I would have just been practical. But the other choice is not do more training. The other choice is wait quietly, which I don't. Personally, I think he should be doing more training. He should go through all 40 lamps. But continue until we do see Tosaka doing something lewd. Oh god. I don't know. I don't know if I want to go and get Tosaka or wait quietly. Like, I don't particularly want the Tosaka route, if that's a thing. But, like... But wait quietly is just such a non-choice. Wait quietly. Well, So, thinking this from Shiro's perspective, if he's decided that he doesn't want to train anymore, does he go tell Tosaka about his achievements, about how he's broken some of them, and maybe he wants to move on to the next stage of training? Or does he just wait for her to come back? That's wasting time. If he just waits for her to come back, that's wasting time. Like, if he's gonna wait, he should be practicing more, right? Like, he shouldn't just be waiting and doing nothing. Like, he should go get Tosaka in that case, I guess. Does that mean I pick go and get Tosaka? Oh boy. If I wait quietly, would I get a scene with Saber? I mean, there's no implication of that, but... Wait quietly seems like such the other choice. Sometimes I like doing the other choice, the less chosen path, to see what that would give me, but... That's what makes this kind of a tough choice. Because go and get Tosaka does feel like the main choice, as it were. Oh gosh. What do I pick? I gotta pick something. This is a toughie. This is a toughie. It's like I kind of want to see what would happen if I wait quietly, but then I'm also like, ooh. But like, practically speaking, maybe I should go and get Tosaka. Tosaka could be doing some shenanigans. She could be doing some shenanigans. Like, why is she not with her student while I'm training? What could she be doing? Could she be, like, you know, it'd be awkward timing if she was showering while I was doing this or anything, so I doubt we're going to get a kinky shower scene. But, like, maybe she is ejaculating. Maybe she's that would be stupidly lewd. I don't think game's actually going to go there as much as I joke about it. It could be something to actually do with the Grail War. But why now, while I'm training? Curiosity killed the Shiro. But then again, I get to see Taiga Dojo. Or do I wait quietly? Because waiting quietly is the less traveled path. But that means I get to know less information. Or do I? What if waiting quietly gives me something? No. I do. Okay. Sometimes waiting quietly is the best option, though. What you don't know can't hurt you. What am I afraid of? What am I afraid of? What would Emiya Shiro do? Screw that, man. he would do either one. That's why they're both presented as choices. You yourself have said that, Wise. It's no longer about what he would do. What would I do? If given, you know, if I was Shiro up to this point, where would my mind take me at this point? I don't know. That's a weird distinction to make, but gosh dang it. Pick one. Just pick one, me. Flip a coin at this rate. I'm gonna wait quietly. I'm doing it. I'm waiting quietly. I want to see what happens when I wait quietly. Go and get Tosaka seems like such the main option. I'm not necessarily gonna go on the Tosaka route. And like, even though I am curious what she's doing, there's also the idea of innocence. Not trying to overreach doesn't kill the Shiro or whatever. And like, she might be doing some crafty thing that she doesn't want Shiro to know about, which I don't think she is because I think she's honorable. But Shiro isn't smart enough to know that, or something. But then he's also not smart enough to make a choice like this. But whatever. I'm waiting quietly. I did it. I picked it. I'll stay here obediently. Obediently? Then again, Rin might like that, too. Okay, I did it. It's done. It's the done choice. I'm waiting. Like, dog? No, I'll stay here obediently. Tosaka must have gone outside for a reason, so I should handle the part assigned to me. Oh, wait, never mind. This was not the implication, was that you were going to do more lamps. Are you going to do more lamps? I would have chosen this choice in a heartbeat.
だよな。昨日の失敗もあるし、今日はできるだけ多く成功させていかないと。
Yes, 1,000 times yes. Right, after yesterday's mistakes, I should succeed as many as possible. Oh, okay, choice, you were super misleading. I thought you were saying go after Rin or just wait, like he was going to take a chill break. He was just going to take a lie down and think about things. That would be lying on Rin's bed. I didn't think he was going to keep practicing. The game did not give that impression, dang it. I would have picked that in a heartbeat. Glad I picked it then. Anyways, I should succeed as many as possible today. I face the lamps with renewed spirit. There's 20 more left. I should finish them up before Tosaka gets back. Exactly. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to pick. I didn't realize that was a choice. It's 2 o'clock. That's the magic number. That's when Rin summoned her servant by accident. Or no, it's when she didn't? Something like that. How many more did you succeed at, Shiro? There's no sign of Tosaka returning, and I diligently finished the task assigned to me. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Is the reason that she went to go do something because she accepted, like, a challenge from some other master? Like, oh, is that the reason she said she'd be home? Oh, wait, was there double meaning? Was the reason she started staying home with me not because she had a thing for me? Maybe it was, but also, or did she, maybe she figured out something about the Bloodmaster and was going to challenge them, or she was going to challenge Shinji, and she was going to go challenge them, and by not going, I'm not having any impact on the outcome of the challenge. Oh boy, I didn't think about that, but I mean, I guess I sort of did. I thought something futzy might have been going on. I didn't want Shiro to get in the middle of it when he wasn't ready, and it's true that he's not really ready, but like, will Rin be okay? Will whoever she's fighting be okay? Who's she fighting? Oh gosh. I diligently finished the task assigned to me. How many more did she succeed at? Maybe she raided the temple? I highly doubt that. She said last time she wasn't ready for it. And, like, the best case is all of us going together. I think her raiding the temple alone sounds like a dumb idea. I don't think she would have done that. I mean, maybe she felt bad about Shiro getting hurt last time because she didn't help. But, like, I don't think she'd be that emotionally driven to do that out of nowhere. That sounds dumb to me. I don't think she would have done that.
あれ、電話だ。
Oh, phone call. And she doesn't know that Saber's running low on juice. So she has no reason to think Saber can't help out. So that, to me, I don't think Rin would have done that. That seems like the least likely explanation. Unless she had some special reason for raiding the temple that we are not aware of. Phone call. The phone is ringing far away.
今か。遠坂は、って、うちの電話なんだから出るわけにはいかないよな。
It's the living room. Tosaka's... Wait, it's a call at my place, so she shouldn't answer it. You should. Oh gosh, a phone call. We haven't gotten a phone call since we were in Rin's perspective from frickin' Kirei. I don't think it's important, but I can't just ignore it. Uh-huh. Especially if you finished your training. You didn't say how many more you succeeded on, by the way. I get up and head to the living room to pick up the phone. Oh gosh. Are we gonna cliffhang here? We'll cliffhang on seeing who's on the other end of the phone. Let's do that. Let's see. There's no one in the living room. Oh god, this is gonna be sketchy. Saber and Tosaka must be somewhere else, like in the yard. Oh god, even Saber. Where's Saber? Oh gosh, I need an adult. I need a Saber. I need a woman. I need a woman to protect me. A strong, independent woman to protect me.
はい、エミヤですが。
Yes, this is Emiya. And who's on the other end of the line?
よう、エミヤ。今日も休んでいるようだけど、体の調子が悪いのかい?
Okay, it's Shinji, and I was expecting some kind of twist, like it was going to be like somebody fought Rin and beat Rin and they're keeping them captive, but I don't think Shinji would have done that. I don't know. I was thinking like Lancer's Master or I don't know. Who's left? Emiya, it seems you're absent again today. Are you sick or something? As soon as I pick up. Okay, where is this going anywhere sketchy? Did Shinji do something sketchy? Is he just making assumptions about me? He might be plotting something, but I don't know. Maybe he is plotting something related to Rin. Like maybe he set up Rin to go fight the temple. Maybe he gave motivation to Rin to go raid the temple and made it such that Rin would not make Shiro aware of it. Because I think that is Shinji's goal, is to make other people fight against each other, especially if they're not willing to work with him, because, you know, Rin turning him down and all that. So maybe there's something to that. Or Rin got super jealous, Shinji got super jealous when he found out that Rin was being with Shiro. You know, that makes a lot of sense after all. And, you know, Rin just rejecting Shinji in the first place might have made him very angry. But even if he did lure Rin into some kind of trap, he wouldn't have done any kind of, like, fight. I assumed Rin was going to some kind of knowing fight, but she might have went into an unknowing fight. I hear Shinji's voice mixed with hidden laughter. Oh, there's laughter! There's laughter!
シンジか。なんか用か。話すことなんてお互いないと思うが。
Shinji, do you want something? I don't think there's anything to talk about. Oh gosh. Shinji, you know how risky the temple is. You don't want to risk Emiya's life, would you? I guess he might have said something like that. And especially with how much she's starting to like him. But I think that's, I don't know. That sounds a little on the nose. I don't know if Shinji would have been that blunt about it. Because Rin's not really a blunt person in that fashion. I don't think there's anything to talk about.
なんだよ、釣れないな。こっちはエミヤに一つ教えてやろうと思って電話をしたのに。
Don't be angry. I just called to tell you something. Oh god, what did you call to tell me? What did you call to tell me? What did you call to tell me?
俺に教える?
Tell me something?
ああ、どうしても話しておきたいことがあったんだけど、お前、学校に来ないじゃないか。
There's something I wanted to tell you, but you never came to school. Oh boy. Oh geez. What did he want to tell us? Find out next time. Yup, we're doing it here. On the next inciting installment of What Does Shinji Want to Tell Us? Does it have to do with Rin? Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Find out on the next inciting installment of Let's Play Stream Fate Stay Night of the Blind Variety, which will be, doing some more next Monday. Until then, I still don't have an outro phrase. See you guys next time this weekend. I want to look in. Well, there's a couple things I have to do this weekend as far as setting up, the stream store and the points and all that bunch of baloney. But I want to look into seeing if I can get my old Twitch dashboard back because this new one is bugging the poops out of me. But anyways, YouTube audience, see you guys next time. Bye-bye.